So now that we know how to create barcodes and we've gone ahead and we've labeled all of our items or our shelves, however we're going to do it in our warehouse, the next step is to make sure we have a proper scanner and then to know how to get that data from the scanner into EPMX. So let's talk about scanners a little bit first. There are thousands at least different models of scanners that are out there. You can purchase them from anywhere. You can purchase them from Barcodes Inc. You can purchase them from Amazon, and they all have different manufacturers and different features. I purchased a scanner that is just a basic scanner capable of scanning code 39 barcodes. That's the only requirement that EPMX has. Code 39 barcodes. And what I did was I wedged it between my keyboard and my laptop. So what that means is I plugged my keyboard into the scanner via a USB, and then I plugged the scanner into my laptop via another USB connection. So what that does is enables me to do everything right from my desktop. So let's say you're an inventory manager and you're the only one gathering items up and you don't want to keep that scanner on the floor. Maybe the battery will go dead, the charge will go down. You want to keep it in the docking station on your desk. You can do that if you want to. That's how I use it. So a lot of the barcodes have no keypad on them. Those are the lower priced barcodes in my research. That's what I found. The higher priced scanners, barcode scanners, have keypads on them. They might be like anywhere from $1,000 and up. But this scanner that I have cost me $50 and I purchased it on Amazon and it works fine for me. Several of our customers have purchased barcode scanners off of Amazon capable of scanning barcode or code 39 barcodes. So it's not necessary to have a fancy, expensive barcode scanner. Now, what's the difference? The difference is if you're using the barcode scanner the way I am from my desk, and we'll talk about using it in the warehouse a little bit later in the video, you can simply remove your barcode scanner from its docking station, and you can use this report, this barcode report, to start scanning. And all I do is point my scanner at the item. Let's say we're looking at the Compling 3/4 inch THD, item code 2126. And I don't know if you heard that, but that was a barcode scan. So that was one scan that my scanner captured. And there should be a second one right there. Now I'm just keep going. And so each time I scan, my barcode scanner captures that and it stores that file in the barcode scanner. Okay. So maybe, halfway through the day or at the end of the day, I decide, okay, it's time for me to get this information into EPMX. I need to update my quantities on hand. And there's a way to do that. And I will show you how to do that. We're going to use Excel to do that. And then we're going to import that information into EPMX. But let's talk about using the scanner on the warehouse floor. If you want to put a scanner on the shelf throughout the warehouse, you can do that as well. Buy a couple of scanners off of Amazon, strategically place them throughout your warehouse so that as you're out there picking items, you can simply scan and then put it back down on the shelf for the next time you come back to that area. That just means that you'll have more than one scanner with data stored on it that you need to empty periodically, whether it's several times a day or at the end of the day. That depends on the volume in your business. Now, both of these methods work the same way as far as getting the data into EPMX. They both require that you come back to the computer. If you're using the barcode scanners on the floor, you're going to have to connect the barcode scanner to your computer. In the package that you received, you probably got a USB cord where you plug it into your scanner and you plug it into your computer, and then you've made that connection between the scanner and the computer. So that being said, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up Excel. You're going to open up an Excel file. Okay, let me get rid of these here. Now, this is Excel, and you're going to open up an Excel file. You're going to place the mouse. Notice here, as I'm moving this around, notice that the cursor is in cell A1. You're going to have to read the instructions for your scanner to learn how to extract the data from your scanner. It could be done in a couple of different ways. It could be an executable file where you download it to your desktop and then you double click on it. And if you have Excel open with the cursor here, it will automatically start filling in the data that was stored throughout the day that was captured by that barcode scanner. The way I do it, which is the best way for me to show you right now, is I use this and this barcode report. I'm going to move this over. And I take my scanner, and I want to show you what it does. I'm going to click in cell A1. I'm going to take my scanner, and I'm going to click on one of the barcodes. Okay, do you see what it did? It's automatically putting those items into the spreadsheet for me. So I've got a whole bunch of the same item. Here I am throughout the day. I've got several pages on this report. I'll pull this report back over here. I scan through the report. I can hit Control F and do a search. And there's item code 1405. Let's go back to Excel. Not sure if it captured that. Oh, okay, it took my mouse out of Excel. So again, it's important to keep your mouse, your cursor in Excel. So let me go ahead and click on that. And now we've got some progress, okay? Now, it's important to understand that barcode scanners have the capability of storing 2 items of data, and that is it. Those 2 items of data are the barcode and a quantity of 1. So notice here where I issued out 3 of item number 2126. It gave me 3 separate transactions. It didn't give me 2126 with the 3 over here. It gave me nothing in column B, but it entered 2126 3 times. So what I have to do is come in here and put a 1 next to each one of these items. I'm going to go down the spreadsheet. And then I have to save this as a CSV file and import it into EPMX. So I'm going to go File, Save As. You have to choose CSV, delimited. This is the only format that EPMX will allow you to import. Okay? So of all of these different options, you're going to come to CSV, delimited, and you're going to save this. Now, I've already saved one, so I'm going to just replace it. You're going to save it to your desktop. Probably want to create a folder somewhere on your computer called Inventory Issues. And every time you create an inventory issue, you name it Inventory Issues with the date. Okay? So I'm going to minimize this and bring EPMX back over. And I'm going to go to EPMX. I'm going to go to Inventory, Barcode Interface, Import Inventory Issues. I'm going to choose the warehouse I'm importing for. And I'm going to find that file that I just created, which is right here. Okay? Pay attention to the file type, because some people save this as an Excel workbook, sometimes by mistake. You have to pull in the CSV file. Okay? So you can see it. You can verify it right here. It says .csv. So you might want to make a habit of doing a final check to make sure you've got that .csv file there. And then click on Import. Now, EPMX is going to read that file, and it's going to tell you how many records it read. It's going to tell you how many it processed, and if there's any errors, it's going to tell you what the errors are. If you click on OK, it's now going to give you a report. Now, let's talk about errors quickly before this video starts to get too long. Your errors need to be addressed. Now, for this particular error report, I happen to know that these items are not set up as inventory in my test site right now. So EPMX wasn't able to do anything with it. So what I would have to do is go back, first I would have to go in and create inventory records for these items in that warehouse. And then I would have to create another file. I would take these out of here, and I would have to take these 4 items, 2126, 2126, 2126, and 1405. And once I fixed the problem, I'm going to go ahead and create another template and maybe call this file save as inventory issues, and call it a 2 because this is my second import of the day. Okay. And I'm going to save it somewhere. There we go. And I'm going to save it. And of course, I'm not going to do it now because it's still going to produce errors, but then I'm going to re-import it by pulling in the warehouse and the file and importing it and having EPMX do my inventory transactions for me. Now, how do I know these transactions happened? In the beginning, you're going to want to monitor it by going to inventory status inquiry and randomly taking a look at the warehouse to make sure that for that item code, you have the proper quantity on hand here in the inventory status inquiry. Okay, so I always say when you first start doing this, check it first, then do the import for just that item, and then check it again and make sure that the quantity on hand was updated. However, there's a couple of other ways to check whether or not those transactions happened, and that is by running an inventory status report for that warehouse. Let me pull in the warehouse. Run that report. Save that report. It gives you your quantity on hand. Says it, yeah, right here, quantity on hand. So there's 9 here, there's 14 here. And then after you do your inventory import or your issues, import inventory issues, come back in here and run the report again and match up the items that you imported. Obviously, you don't want to do this when you're first starting out with a whole bunch of items. You want to start with a few items to make it a little easier to manage and to monitor. So that's one way. Another way is to check on your inventory transactions. So if you come to reports, you go to inventory transaction report, and you pull in transaction date today for the MI warehouse from and through, and you hit run. Well, here's all of your transactions that have been generated, right? So over here, it gives you the issue, or the transaction type. So these are issues. It gives you the item code in the description. These are all item codes that we pulled into our report. It gives you the warehouse, and then it gives you your quantity on hand. So what we did here was we updated by 1. We updated by 1. There were 2 updated here. There were 6 updated here. Okay? So this is another way to make sure that those inventory transactions are happening behind the scenes. So that's a lot of information in one video. So I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to send you the first 2 videos on creating barcodes and then this video on importing inventory issues. And then we'll take some questions and we'll go from there.